to the so-called master narrative.
To
The master narrative. I mean, the whole notion of what is ugliness, what is worthlessness, what is contempt. She got it from her family, she got it from school, she got it from the movie, she got it everywhere. The master narrative is whatever ideological script that is being imposed by the people in authority on everybody else. The master fiction, history, it has a certain point of view. So when these little girls see that the most prized gift that they can get at Christmas time is this little white doll, that's the master narrative speaking. This is beautiful, this is lovely, and you're not it. I mean, all this physical beauty business is painful if you have to do what you do now, which is cut yourself up in little bits.
Most of us have no idea of the pain it causes people because the society and the culture and the media and the magazines and the television and all the commercials bombard them with what it is to be attractive. So that all of a sudden, if you don't look like that, you say, I don't like myself. And how do I go change myself?
It's death. It's interior death.
I've been having like an image of remembering, I don't know if you guys had that here, but like the commercials for the Doublemint twins.
Yes.
You know, yeah. I figured that's a global. They've had some kind of global domination, but like those women or just whatever, you know, women on TV. So I think it was just this sense of slowly getting the idea that if I like, oh, am I supposed to look like that or behave like that? Or those don't seem to be things that feel natural to me at all. And then as I became aware of the processes that I could try to undergo to look that way or behave what I was seeing, the way I thought I was seeing that behavior, it seemed to just involve a containment.
Right, yeah. And
of hairs, thoughts, feelings, fats, cells, molecules. So yeah, I mean,
I went up for King Kong, Dino De Laurentiis. He was sitting there, he was meeting all these girls, and I came in, and I had really tried to look nice. His son was sitting in the room, and Dino spoke to him in Italian. I know Italian, studied Italian. So he said, why do you send me this pig? This woman, she's so ugly, brutta, you know.
Oh no!
So I looked at him and I said, mi dispiace molto, ma...
What is that?
I said, I'm very sorry that I disappointed you.
We were talking about whether God existed. I, of course, was persuaded that he did. And she was persuaded that he did not. And her proof was that she had prayed for blue eyes for 2 years. 2 years. And she didn't get them. So obviously he wasn't up there. But when I looked at her and thought about how awful she would look if she got them. And then I thought the second thing was how beautiful she was at that moment, you know. She was just incredible, but I didn't even know whether she was beautiful or not until I thought about what she might think. Then the third thing, of course, is why does she want that? You know, what makes her think that's an improvement? And that kind of self-loathing, which is real, you know, when you don't have any support, made me, you know, think of that as a real subject for a book. Not some victim, but really how it works.
I would say that if you're a young woman, the world wants to divide you into things. It wants to say you can be sexy, or you can be serious, you can be smart, or you can be pretty, you can be loved, or you can have a career, but you can't do both. What the world fears the most is it fears female muchness, which is so different from having it all, right? No, they fear being it all. Mm-hmm. And I want to say that, you know, we have only one life, and that life is far too short to cut off pieces of ourselves. It's far too short to limit ourselves based on, you know, the dictate of some boss or some rule or some silly thing that was never meant for your benefit anyway.
You have this iconic image of Angela Davis. I'm wondering, how does it feel when you see people, you know, using it in posters, putting it on T-shirts?
I asked a young woman who was a high school student who had on one of those T-shirts. I said, what's the whole point? Why are you wearing that? And she says, well, I wear this T-shirt because it makes me feel powerful. Ooh. It makes me feel like I can do anything I want to do.
But what makes her, to me, so admirable is that she's her own person. And I think that's what I most admire in women in particular. It's like the idea of a woman not willing to let the world around her tell her what she should be.